Okay, so a trailer for what looks like the next Spider-Man movie has just leaked online, and wow, it is sending absolute shockwaves across the internet. So what we're gonna do is a full in-depth breakdown. We're talking every key moment, every wild cameo, and every little clue about what's next for Peter Parker. Let's get right into it.
So, the first question on everyone's mind is, obviously, is this real? You know, in the age of AI, every single leak has this kind of Schrodinger's cat problem. It's both real and fake until it's officially confirmed, right? But this one feels different. The main reason I'm even doing this breakdown is because of a very specific watermark for a super niche studio. It just seems way too obscure for a fan to fake. The running theory is that this actually came from a trailer screening app where studios send out rough cuts to get feedback. So yeah, the quality is pretty rough, but the actual content? It seems totally legitimate.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're gonna kick things off with Peter Parker's new normal. Then we'll dive into the villains who are hunting him down. After that, we'll get to the really crazy part, the unexpected allies that show up. And finally, we'll talk about what this all might mean. Is this a new, more grounded approach for Spidey?
All right, first up, Peter Parker's new normal. The trailer wastes absolutely no time. It jumps right into addressing that gut punch of an ending from No Way Home. And it really establishes this lonely, totally isolated new reality for Peter.
And we hear Peter's voiceover, and man, it is heavy. The full line is something like, "Hi, my name is Peter Parker. You don't remember me, but we knew each other. Something bad was going to happen, and the only way to stop it was to make everyone forget about me." You can almost feel the weight in his voice. The speculation online is that he's maybe practicing this speech in a mirror, or maybe writing a letter he knows he can never send. Either way, it just perfectly sets this incredibly somber, lonely tone right from the jump.
So as he's saying all this, we're seeing these shots of his new, pretty mundane life. And it's all set to the perfect song, New York, I Love You, But You're Bringing Me Down. We see him visiting that diner where MJ works, just looking in. There's a shot of his washing machine spinning. You know, the total day-to-day grind of being alone in the city. But then right as he says, "I'm Spider-Man," bam! The visuals cut to him in the suit, and he's recreating these iconic comic book covers, like his first appearance in Amazing Fantasy. It's just this brilliant, powerful contrast between Peter the Man and Spider-Man the hero.
Okay, so now we get to the action, a hunt for spiders. Because think about it, with Peter completely alone, totally off the grid, with zero Avengers protection, well, that's when the really dangerous threats start crawling out of the shadows. And yeah, they're all coming for him.
So the first new big bad we meet is Shathra, and the big rumor is that she's being played by Sadie Sink. In the trailer, she comes off as this really menacing, almost shape-shifting presence who basically warns Spider-Man to stay out of her way. Now, if you know the comics, you know Shathra is a predator. She's a hunter, and she has a very, very specific type of prey she likes to go after.
And that brings us to this key concept, the Spider Totem. To get what's happening, you kind of have to understand this. It's a huge piece of the Spider-Verse lore. Basically, all the spider people across all realities are these mystical beings, these totems all connected. And Shathra, well, she's a being who literally hunts these totems for power. And that explains exactly why she's targeting our Peter Parker. He's a really powerful totem who suddenly has absolutely no one watching his back.
But wait, Shathra is not hunting alone, not even close. We also get Tombstone, rumored to be Marvin Jones III, and he's got this super menacing line about a spider's vulnerable life cycles. And then, oh man, the moment fans have been waiting for since that post-credit scene in Homecoming. We finally get our first real look at Michael Mando as Scorpion. It feels like such a huge payoff after all this time.
So let's connect the dots here. Remember Tombstone's line about life cycles? Well, check this out. We see a shot of Peter hanging upside down and he shoots a web, but it looks like it's organic. There's no web shooter in sight. This could be a massive reveal. It suggests Peter is evolving, maybe entering a whole new phase of his powers. And, well, that might be exactly what makes him so vulnerable and such a tempting target for all these hunters.
All right, moving on to the part that made everyone lose their minds. Unexpected allies appear. I mean, let's be real. Peter is clearly outmatched here. He's being hunted by a whole crew of villains at once, and he's got nobody. Or does he? Because the trailer makes it very clear he is not going to be fighting this battle alone.
And when things look their absolute worst, the help that shows up is, well, it's something I guarantee nobody saw coming.
Yup, the Savage Hulk, he's back. I'm not talking about Smart Hulk, I'm talking classic, full-on raging monster Hulk. The trailer seems to suggest that after whatever goes down in Captain America Brave New World, all the Hulks are being hunted, which puts Bruce Banner on the run, and this leads into what looks like an absolutely insane convoy chase scene. You've got Spidey desperately jumping between these giant trucks while Hulk is just tearing everything to pieces. It looks wild.
And if you thought Savage Hulk was a big enough shock, get ready. The trailer confirms another massive return, officially bringing one of the most beloved characters into the MCU proper, Jon Bernthal as the Punisher. He literally just shows up in the middle of that same chaotic action scene, armed to the teeth and just ready for war. It's incredible.
And the interaction is perfect. Spider-Man is like, "What are you doing here?" And Punisher just gruffly replies, "Saving your ass, kid." It's just chef's kiss. That one line tells you everything you need to know about their dynamic. This isn't going to be a buddy cop team-up. It's going to start off as a super reluctant, maybe even adversarial alliance.
So, let's talk about the big picture here. A new, grounded approach? I know what you're thinking. With all these crazy cameos and cosmic-level threats, this has got to be another massive universe-ending spectacle, right? But what's weird is, the overall tone of the trailer suggests something completely different.
Think about it like this. For a while now, the MCU has been in this cycle of constantly trying to top itself. Bigger, bigger, bigger. It's kind of like the old James Bond movies, right? They kept getting more and more ridiculous until he literally went to space in Moonraker. But what happened after that? The very next movie, For Your Eyes Only, was a super grounded spy story. This trailer feels exactly like that. It almost feels like a deliberate course correction, maybe because they know we're all getting a little tired of the bigger is always better formula. Despite all the wild cameos, the whole vibe feels like they're trying to bring Spider-Man back down to Earth for a softer start to his brand new trilogy.
So, that's the big question this trailer leaves us chewing on, isn't it? Is this new, more grounded, yet cameo-packed direction a real fresh start for our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man? Or is this all just the calm before an even bigger, crazier multiversal storm? I guess we'll just have to wait and see.